my goodness. Mm, mm, mm. Oh man, what's going on, party people? It is great to see you. Forgive me if I seem a little, I guess what they call it, melancholy. Oh my goodness. I'm just in a relaxed mode right now. Drinking me some coconut water with some chai seeds in it. That's some good stuff. Some good stuff. Chai does help you all on your insides and everything. Real good, real good. Especially if you do it with some coconut water or orange juice or what's that other stuff? I don't forget. Oh, pineapple juice. Some chai and everything. What's going on, my man Jeff? Good to see you there, Notary John. I like that logo you got there, man. I like that logo. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I- ah. You're already getting ahead of me where I'm going at. You're already getting ahead. You're already getting ahead. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. That deposit stuff, retainer, down payments. Oh, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. And what you say here at the end, I guarantee you there's a lot of notaries who don't do that, and they might be in violation of their state law. All right, Laura. I think that's Laura Ubiquitous. I think that, oh my god. Is that Laura? Oh Lord. Yeah, Ubiquitous. I think that's who it is. I be getting it mixed up. But whoever you are, hey. Oh man. Let me see. I gotta pull something up for y'all. So how y'all week been this today? How has y'all week been? This week has been good. I think I was able to pull in about 20 this week. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that was her. Yeah, yeah. So, let me see. There's some stuff I wanted to show y'all real quick. Y'all know I be getting stuff off of Instagram and be coming across some nice, encouraging things. Encouraging things. Where is this? All right. All right. So let me play. Let me play this one. Hold on one. Yeah, let me play this one. Let me play this one. I'm play these real quick so as people come in, hit the like button. So let me. I like this here. She talks about asking better questions equals a better life. I like what she's saying here. I like what she's saying here.
Wrong questions make you feel stuck in life. The right questions transform your life. Better questions equal better life. In this video, I'm going to show you how to ask transformative questions for transforming your life. Absolutely save this video. So question makes you focus, feelings, actions, results. Questions position you. So with those questions, you have two options. You can ask yourself stuck questions or transformational questions. Stuck question. Why can't I ever get it right? What if I make the wrong decision? This is you COFing yourself. Cycle of frustration. Because you take an action and then you second guess and you run back and you're in this continuous cycle. What about transformative questions? What's one thing I can do even in my current situation or circumstance? What's one way I can move forward anyway? How would the version of me that feels unstoppable process this? Or if you don't feel unstoppable, you can ask yourself, how would somebody that feels unstoppable process this current right now situation in my life? See, the thing with transformative questions, they allow you to UYI. That's use your imagination. So these are transformative questions, allow you to COS. That's you in a cycle of success. And when you know you're on a cycle of success, your resistance is reduced and your action is increased. And not just any action, inspired action that takes you places. So great. How do you do all of this? So over the next 7 days or 17 days or 71 days or 171 days, let's start with 7. Observe, have the conscious awareness if you're a COS or COF in yourself. Write a list of transformative questions. I already gave you a few. And develop this new habit by expecting it, by executing it, by doing it. Every time you ask yourself one of these kind of transformative questions, your brain does something amazing. It starts to create new pathways that will lead to successfully processing situations and circumstances that present itself in your life. Stop COF-ing yourself and then smash that follow button for more.
Oh man, what are y'all thoughts about that? Tell me in the contract. Tell me what are your thoughts about that, because better questions equal a better life. And the one thing that I can say is that I did learn that years ago, that you have to ask the right questions. One example of that is the NNA. When you call that hotline, if you don't ask your questions to them the right way, you can get whatever kind of answer they throw at you. Okay, because they're just regular people like you and me that got some time in the notary business, or maybe a little bit of time, but they applied for a job to work remotely to answer questions for notaries, and they give them, probably a whole database of all kinds of good stuff. That person, I don't know what her name. Oh, Coach Val J. Hold on. She is COACHVALJ. She's on IG. That's her name. Yeah. Oh, I don't talking about guests. Talking about here. What's going on, Teresa? I don't have anybody being a guest tonight. Nobody, no, none of y'all said y'all wanted to hop on tonight, so I didn't send the link out to the text group and stuff. But I don't have no guests other than, I just showed that video of her. I don't have any guests coming on tonight and stuff. But you have to ask the right questions. If you're not asking the right questions, I'm telling you, thanks again for hitting the like button, commenting, and sharing. And also tell me where y'all coming from today, what city y'all in. But if you don't ask the right questions, oh my goodness, ain't no telling what's the answer. And there's nothing wrong with answering the wrong question, but then turn around and tweak that question until you get it right, until you get the answer that you want. And sometimes we don't like doing that in life. We don't always like doing that, but it is needed. It is very, very much needed. Let's take a listen to this here. Let's take a listen to this here.
The really irritating, boring, and unglamorous part of achieving your goals. I call it doing the reps. This comes from my buddy, best-selling author, Jeff Walker. Jeff said in a meeting that I was in once, he said, irritating, boring, and unglamorous part of achieving your goals. I call it doing the reps. This comes from my buddy, best-selling author, Jeff Walker. Jeff said in a meeting that I was in once, he said, I've been asked over the years, what is the secret to success? And he said, it's doing the reps. And the reps are the boring, tedious, annoying actions that you take every day. Just like going to the gym. You want a bigger bicep? You got to do the reps. There are no big leaps. There's small gains. That's it. And what separates people who achieve their goals from people who do not is simple. People who achieve their goals understand the power of showing up every day and just doing the boring, tedious stuff. That's where greatness is made. It's in the things that aren't fun. It's in the stuff that nobody wants to do. Because let's face it, if it were easy and fun to have six-pack abs, everybody would have them. That's the thing most people don't talk about. Goals are boring. All those people you admire that have what you want, you know what they're doing? They're doing the reps. And if you've ever looked at somebody who becomes an overnight sensation, I want you to look at their actual story. because they were doing the reps in the dark for a decade while nobody was paying attention. There is no shortcut here, period.
And how many of us know people in this business doing shortcuts, trying to find shortcuts? And that's how they hook a lot of people, by saying, I got this here, I got this, here's another way. They always got something, always got something. But I just wanted to show you that I love Instagram because they have some really good, inspiring things up there that I like listening to. And you learn a lot from just the small clips that they put out there and everything. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you, Wanda. Good to see you there, Caprentice. Just got out of signing on the way to another. Cool. He's out there in California. So let me get straight into this here. One of the things that I've heard over and over and over again is that notaries talk about they demand, they require a deposit for their services. And when I had a photography business, I used to have I used to do deposits. And then for whatever reason, sometimes people would cancel and I had to give that deposit back. A lot of notaries talk about they don't give the deposits back, but you have to be mindful of that because you got to be careful of that. I mean, because there could be state laws that require you to give deposits back, meaning they're refundable. So let me show y'all something here. And if y'all know of anything about that in your own state, about the laws about deposits being refundable or not refundable, and it's just deposits, not just talking about security deposits on apartments, but just deposits in general. You know, like Jeff here said, he takes deposits for appointments, and if they don't happen, he refunds it. But there are a lot of y'all don't refunding them. So let me share this here with y'all. So of course, you know, I love my Gemini. So I went to Gemini and I said, okay, I asked the question, what is the difference between deposits, retainer, and down payment? Okay. So so let me finish the story I was telling you about the deposits for my photography business. Before I do this, I ran across a guy, and me and him, he was a photographer, and we was talking about the business, and I was telling him, yeah, I'm tired of having to refund people their money back all the time. He said, do a retainer. He said retainers are non-refundable. And I was like, oh, he said in Virginia at least. And I was like, okay. And he explained to me what you'll see here. And I was like, bet. And when I started doing retainers, the amount of people who started canceling went almost to zero. And the amount of people who was with that bull jive that would book me just to hold me and then turn around and cancel went completely away. They just stopped getting, once they understood, and I would tell them, I said, okay, well, there's I think it was like a $250 retainer for my services. I said, to book me. And I said, and the retainers are non-refundable. So I said, once you book me, that $250 comes to me, you know, and boom. And I said, if you cancel, oh, well, you're not getting your money back. So be sure you want to book me, because what I was having is people was booking me, and then they would find another photographer who might do it for cheaper, and my prices wasn't that expensive. And then they would be like, oh, no, we don't want to do it. And then take the deposit they gave to me and then give it to that person. So I got tired of that. So it says here, purpose to secure a spot or item, generally refundable, often with conditions, cancellation within a specific time frame. So again, check with your state laws. Booking a hotel, you have to pay a deposit for a guaranteed reservation. Rent an apartment. Now, retainer, this is where I think a lot of us fall in at. To ensure future availability of services, often non-refundable, especially if services are already partially rendered. Example, for hiring a lawyer, you pay a retainer to secure their services for a specific case. Engaging a contractor, that's us. You pay a retainer to reserve their time and expertise for your project or whatever the case may be. A down payment, an initial payment toward the purchase price of a significant item, which I know most of us aren't in that category, generally non-refundable, as it's a commitment to the purchase, buying a house, purchasing a car, and all of that. So the key difference is Purpose for deposits. Purpose deposits primarily secure a spot. Retainers secure future services. A down payment are part of a total purchase price. Refundability. Deposits are often refundable. Retainers are usually non-refundable, and down payments are generally non-refundable. Context: deposits are common in various situations. Retainers are frequent in professional services, and down payments are typical for large purchases. So this, tell me your thoughts in the chat, what y'all think about this. This is where I think we sort of fall in at, as having a non-refundable retainer for our professional services. That you want me, and you want me to be available for you, then okay, I need you, boom. Because let's keep this in mind. Some of the people who book us for general notary work or any kind of notary work, it's, hey, I need this will done, but I got to go get it together. And can you meet me at such and such time and such dot dot dot? No problem. Give me a retainer and I'll put you on my calendar. That's the way I think it should be. Because if you do a deposit and then they come back and be like, nah, never mind. Ideally, depending on your state law, you may have to refund that deposit because it was to secure a spot. It didn't happen. So boom. But if you're trying to secure me for something in the future, then let's roll with it. Give me the retainer. I'm yours. And you probably need to do some research to find out the difference between retainer, deposits, all of that for your state, and see what they say for as contracting services and all of that. And then you roll that way. But if you're not doing it correctly, it could turn around. It could turn around and bite you in the butt. And then somebody want to take you to court and all that kind of stuff. And these are things that we have to really, as business owners, take a look at. Now, I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I don't think so. I might be somewhat not familiar with each different state, but you have to. So you say, do I have pushback when I have? See, here's the thing. You don't have to get a retainer. You don't have to. I got a general notary work appointment tomorrow at 11 a.m. You ain't got to. See, that's the thing. You don't have to. A lot of people think you have to. You do whatever you want to do in your business. In some cases, you start off not doing something like that, retainers and deposits, but then you start seeing there's a need for it. See, I do very little general notary work. And anytime I'm doing general notary work, it's because I know I can actually, okay, yeah, this fits into my schedule. But now, sometimes, I mean, so far I've never asked for one. I really haven't. And if the people don't call me, then I'm not worried about it. If they don't call back to confirm, boom. But I'm good to go for tomorrow. I show up, boom, 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 get it done. It's nothing wrong with that. See, this is the thing. I know a lot of notaries out there, they put emphasis on things that they're doing, but you have to realize that's what they're doing. You don't always have to do everything that they're doing. If you want a retainer, then make sure you understand the legalities of it for your state. If you don't want a retainer, then you don't have one. If this month you're not doing retainers, but next month you are, then that's fine. This is your business. You can do whatever you want. The thing of trying to have every notary doing what every other notary doing, like we're some musical group and we all got to be in sync with each other. Nah, you do you and be happy with you doing what you do for your business. Everybody else, if they don't like it, oh well. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to do it. And one of the things that I've learned is that some people don't want you to do things, especially within your geographical area, because they're afraid that what you're doing is going to somehow affect them. So if you don't do deposits, retainers, then when that person tries to get somebody, they're not going to want to, because Griff don't, so I don't want to. But most people I come across, that's just their nature. They just don't want to do that. They don't want to put that kind of money down. And if they don't want to, then they engage. You bounce out. You go about your business. So give me your thoughts. What do y'all think? I mean, how do you feel? Or do you even charge a deposit retainer, or well, I know no down payment, but do you charge a deposit or a retainer, or did you even have an understanding of the differences? Had you ever thought about the differences behind them? Because up until that guy told me, I never understood it. I didn't know. But once he told me, it was a game changer for my photography business, and all of the mess that I had going on went away. Now, another reason why I really don't charge, because the vast majority of the orders that I do aren't um aren't that expensive. $30. So let's say you do 10%. Am I really going to say give me a retainer for $3 or $5? Hold my spot for five. It's like, is it worth getting the deposit? Now, if you are a notary who's going to overcharge people, if you're overcharging people for a simple power of attorney that only has one or two notarizations on it, you're charging them $200-300, and you talking about you want a $125 deposit or retainer. Okay, but you're really overcharging them for your services. And if they don't know any better, then you get over on them. You got them. So I'm like, I put it this way: if that's the case, then you better charge a retainer. Because if you do a deposit, then you probably should be depositing their money back if they decide not to go with you. It says, I don't request a deposit personally. If I need a notary, I will not make a deposit. I will move on to the next notary. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people are doing. So all I'm saying is you got to figure out, as we always say, read the room and like, okay, should I or should I not? Does it work in this situation or does it not work in this situation? Is this a person who I can actually trust? Because some people you can tell you can trust them. You can tell, you can say, I can trust them. Now, if you want, you say, well, yeah, it's for the notarization that you want, just say the other based off of what you're sharing with me. It's gonna be a minimum retainer of $30. And personally, I just have a hard time because it's like, okay, $30 to book me. But then if you don't, and see, I tend to come across people who are hard up. They're struggling just to pay my base notary fee, which is $20 travel fee, $10 per stamp. And you're already struggling. So for me to do that and take your money and then turn around and not give you your money back because the person who you wanted to do the close, I mean, not the close, had me come and meet for the notarization, is having, say, maybe a manic episode or having some kind of issue or medication thing or whatever. They had a nursing home and they went to, you know what I'm saying? And they decided to change their mind. I have a hard time taking that kind of the person's money. I know some people don't, but I do. That's just not something that I can do. That's just my personality. So I would rather, I'm like, I personally believe that, hey, you know what? The Most High is going to bless me. If I go out here and I do right by people, I'm going to be done right. And that's what happens. Like between today and tomorrow, I lost $280 worth of notary appointments. 280. I picked up about half of that back from other orders that came in after I lost them. One of them was $150 for direct client. Emailed me and was like, hey, that appointment for 10 o'clock today, Friday, yeah, it's not going to happen. Then I had a $40 deed signing that canceled. Then I had an $80 refinance that canceled. But then I picked up some other orders that equaled probably about maybe $160 or something like that. So you could say maybe I got a little more, almost more than half back, about half or whatever. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, all right, cool. Things work out. They just happen to work out. So I'm like, lost money here, but I picked up money there. And then in the process, I met some people. I'm like, oh man, this is cool. Then one of the orders that I took, I was able to bring a notary in. I have two notaries that I work with. And I tend to, what I've always done is whoever is closest to where I'm at, then I will get that notary and everything. And then if I'm closest to the other notary, the next go around, then I get that notary. So it's like, okay, I picked up that notary. Okay, let's go knock this signing out. And they learn some things. Then the next go around, I'll pick up the other notary. And that's what I do. So I'm like, it was a blessing. Everything tended to work out. The issue is that sometimes people don't know how to trust the process. And like the young lady said, you're not willing to do the boring work, to just constant go out there and do that stuff repeatedly over and over and over again. And like one of the speakers say one time, what's his name, Eric Thomas, he said, you have a tree and you do chop it, you hit it in the same spot 1,000 times, you're eventually gonna cut through and you're gonna chop that tree down. But if you're hitting it here, oh, that's a stream of income. 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 And whatever it is you're trying to tackle for is your finances and your life and this, that, and the other. And you are all over the place doing this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. When are you going to make headway on it? Sometimes you just got to sit there and chop and chop. While everybody else is doing this, you just there's a video on YouTube of two guys. They got these two rows of cups. One guy is just he's doing it boom, boom, boom. The other guy's doing one cup at a time. The guy who's doing the two cup, I think the guy who's doing the two cups beat the guy who was doing one cup. There's a method and a madness to everything, and sometimes just methodical. Just take your time. Just focus. Get better. Get stronger. Because with each chop, you figure out, okay, if I hit here, this chops more wood off than if I do it this way. But if I do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, oh man, I'm making more headway. I'm hitting the same spot, but I'm hitting it at a little bit different angle. Oh, I'm doing loan closings. Okay, what if I take this order from this company tends to have some higher paying orders, even though their initial orders are low, this, that, and the other. So these are different things that you have to do to move forward. Said also do $20 travel. Also do, today I got a GNW, called for one stamp at a hospital 4 minutes from me, quoted them just the 20. They burst into tears because they were quoted 145 to call before me. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. So when your deposits, your retainers, all of that, sometimes that stuff is not necessary. And when people harp on that kind of stuff, that tells me something about your character, that for some people, you're in a financially depressed state, maybe you're struggling and you're so eager to make money that you're like, I'm just taking money. You're going to pay me just for picking up the phone. You're going to pay me. Everything I do is you need to compensate me. But at the end, you're hurting the customer. I had a great thing this week happen. I ended up going back and doing an order. Back in December of 2023, I did an order for a loan application. The gentleman at that time had been in his residence and in his actual room for like 5 years at that time. Hadn't came out. So for 5 years, he'd been housebound, room bound. And he had an expired driver's license. They said, well, we're not going to worry about it for the closing. For the loan application, we'll deal with that later, but we just need them to sign the paperwork. I said, okay. I said, but just know that if you need me to come back here to do the closing, if he doesn't have the proper ID, we got to have credible witness, this, that, and the other. And the people was like, yeah, it's no big deal. You know, we can verify. I say, I know you can verify his ID, but I have to do it in accordance with Virginia law. So I don't think they might not have been too keen on me at that point. So they sent somebody else out. So that lady comes out more likely in 2024. And apparently he did have his driver's license by then or a state ID. That new notary gave that family a little bit of a hard time. The gentleman was dealing with anxiety and other issues, maybe some slight dementia, things of that nature. And again, somebody who's been in their room for 5 years. Think about go in your room and you don't leave it for 5 years. Here's the bathroom in there and all that shower, but you don't leave your room for 5 years. You develop a certain type of way. You come out, and then when people come in there, if you allow them to come in there, that's your space. And they got to come in right and exact. That individual didn't. So fast forward to 2 days ago. Well, actually 3 days ago now. I get a phone call, well, email saying, hey, can you do this closing for us in Virginia Beach? Sure. Didn't know who it was for. I said, yeah, I can do it. Emailed them back. Yeah. They called me, told me they said the person's name, this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember them. Nice people, nice. I hadn't met the gentleman yet, but I'm like, the wife was nice, this, that, and the other. Well, they need you to go back, and he's in the room, this, that, and the other. Well, I went over there, and that's when the lady told me about the issue with the other notary, and she said, I requested you. She said, I told them there's a guy that came here, send him back out. Or I ain't, basically, she said, I ain't doing it. And they sent me back out. And that gentleman, and he was going through some stuff that night. And I told her, I said, I got to see him sign. I got to swear him in. I got to do it the right way. She went up there and talked to him. He allowed me to come up there and he was chill. He didn't act crazy or anything. And she was so happy because they were trying to refinance to get a lower interest rate. And I was like, no problem. So she said, you know what? He really must like you because she's like, I'm just amazed that he wasn't having a fit. I said, I understand, ma'am. I said, but I got y'all. I said, I told you I can handle it. I can handle it. And one of the things that I did, because he was sitting down, I was standing up. And from a man perspective, sometimes men, we feel a certain way sometimes when another man sort of like is standing over us. And what I did was I stepped back and I turned my body away from him, and I had the papers in my hand and I was just looking at the papers, and I didn't look at him. I could see him out the corner of my eye, and I never gave him any direct eye contact while he was signing. I wasn't like staring at this, that, and the other. And then once I saw that he was done, I would get the paper and say, oh man, that's a good job. I said, thank you, sir. Real appreciate that. Here's the next one. You just sign your name right there. And I did that, and he felt so comfortable, all this, that, and the other. And then he just started having a regular conversation with me. So then once we got it all done, scan it back, and the company turned around and said, hey, we got other work in your area. We're gonna use you. Greatly appreciate it. Everything was done correctly, got the deal done, no problems. This is what I'm sharing with y'all of how you're supposed to be running your business, where you find a need and meet it, and you make sure that the people you're working with understand that you know what you're doing. And when you can show them that you can get the job done, they'll pick you every single time. And this ain't got nothing to do with Google My Business or any of that. This is just about when the time comes for you to shine, you shine. When the time comes for you to do your job as a notary, you do it each and every single time. That's what this is all about. But if you can't do your job as a notary, it don't matter how much you market and advertise. It don't matter how much you want to be paid. If you can't do your job as a notary, what good are you? And that's why I have such a problem with all of these people now. And it's really strong this year. And I don't know what's going on, but every time I turn around, there's somebody whining and complaining about how much notaries are getting paid. And this has been a serious thing, but this year it's been worse. You got people on TikTok, which is going to be gone probably soon. You got people on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, I guess Pinterest and MySpace and all that kind of stuff, on YouTube, telling notaries don't take orders that are under 125 or 150. So my question then again is, how do I make money? Because if I don't take the order, then what do I do to make money? And here's the thing. What I'm trying to figure out is, where's the proof that me taking that order is negatively affecting you, especially if I'm not in your state? How does me doing that stop you from making the money that you want to make? Because there are people in our W-2 life. You got security guard. Let's just use the security guard. You got a security guard person, and one security guard might be making $15 an hour. One might be making $12 an hour. How did that stop the guy from making 15? He negotiated, he figured, and he's making 15. How did it stop the lady who's making $12 an hour from making her $12 when somebody came in making $9? I mean, what I'm asking y'all to do is, you're going to start asking these people, what proof do you have that what I'm doing is hurting you? Show me some documented proof that what I'm doing is hurting you. I need to see that, because you're saying by me doing this, it's damaging the industry. It's causing hurt, harm. How? How? Show me how. And the question then becomes, why do you not like what I'm doing? And here's the other thing. You don't even really know me. So how is it that you're like doing a minority report where you're trying to predict that, okay, this new notary who comes in on Tuesday, March the 8th or whatever, I'm like, okay, it's January. Well, when that new notary comes in on March the 8th, they're going to start taking $60 orders, and that's a problem. Why? I'm just saying it's going to hurt the industry. Okay, we're in the here and now. We can't be worried about that's a month and a half away. Well, I'm just saying we need to get on that, and we got to stop them from doing this. And that's the problem that I'm having, is that so many people right now are so keen and focused on making sure you don't do ... And if you decide not to do it, then the question then becomes, what's the alternative for me to make money? Because all I'm seeing is that they want us to not do that and maybe take a course from them or from their trainer, or because if it's not from them directly, then it's just from someone else, which means they have an affiliate link to click on, and then, okay, you go take a course from him, her, this, that, and the other, or to get a part of their coaching or mentoring program. Okay, fine. But where's the money at for me? Because between the time I start this course, this mentor program, and I'm supposed to finish it, how do I make my money? Because I'm still getting notifications saying, hey, these orders are out there. I'm still getting phone calls, but the person saying, hey, all we can do is pay you, 100 to do the order. Okay. What's wrong with taking that? Because if it's putting money in my pockets, where's the problem? This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Give me your thoughts about it in the chat. I know it's a little quiet right now. I'm trying not to go on a rant, but I'm just trying to make sure we are aware of it, because, and I wish I did a screenshot. Hold on, y'all. Talk to me in the chat real quick, because I'm gonna do a screen. Hold on. And yeah, so let me let me hold on. I need to send myself this screenshot because I want y'all to see what's going on out here. Okay, I really do. I really do. Um, hold on one second. So give me y'all thoughts and also what's been going on with y'all. Uh, all right, I just sent it to myself. So I guess the thing is, what's the plan? What's the plan to go forward? So give me some of y'all thoughts on your plans on going forward. So let's just say we all stop taking orders under $100. What's the plan to start making? So let's just say, let's do it this way. The ideal way to do this is you see 35 orders a month coming in that's under 100, that's under 125. 35 orders a month you see for that comes in for less than 125. The question is this. Yeah, people starting to drop out the chat now. They don't want to like this conversation. So my question is this: 35 orders coming in. How do you replace them with 35 orders of $125 or more? That's the question. How do we replace them? Because if you talk to a financial planner, that's what they're going to want to know. The financial planner is going to want to know, how do you replace them? If, how do you replace that order? Let's see here. Let me see if I can get this to open. Let's see. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm trying to get this thing. Here it is. All right. So this is what people are putting out there. This is what people are putting out there right now. All right. Oops. So this person on some Facebook group, Polly Bray, basically writing a letter to new notaries. Remember what I said to y'all? They're targeting new notaries. Okay, they're targeting you. They're putting this out there so that down in the future, if you come across this post, you will be shamed into doing what they want. So they're saying this here, and this goes back into what I've said before. Dear new notaries, stop taking jobs at the low rates. Y'all aren't taking into account your expenses. How do you know what we are or are not doing, Polly? When I started in 2020, a refinance was 150 to 200. A HELOC was 85. Seller was 90 to 100. Loan mods was 70 to 85. Just to give you a before number. Now supplies didn't go down. If anything, they doubled. When you take a job, you're not just showing up. You're printing 2 sets of documents. We know what we're doing. We know this, okay, but I'm sorry, the new notary doesn't. Paper in 2 different sizes, toner, drum costs, and drum costs you money. So in other words, see, my question then becomes, did this person do primarily direct work and now they got to do signing companies? Is that the case? Hold on, let me come to y'all for a sec. Is that the case? Is this person, see, this is how you have to deal with this. You have to say, Miss Polly, and I don't care if you tell her I'm talking about her. She put it out there and somebody sent it to me and I'm going to talk about it. Miss Polly, during that time in 2020, were you working direct or with signing companies? What was your workflow back then? Who were you working for and where were you working at? Okay, that's what we need to know. So we need to get a baseline on that. Where were you working at? What state were you working, city? All of that. Were you direct or signing company? Were you doing it full-time, part-time? What was the flow of business coming in? How did you get your work? Did somebody hook you up? Did you know somebody who got you tied in? What, or did you go out there beating the street and then you got your work? We need to know this, okay? Because all of that is we need the proper context, okay? So then it goes on to say most packages use a half a ream of paper. Not necessarily. Not not necessarily. Not all the time. Not all the time. Because I had one today was a seller's 18 pages. So that was 36 pages. That's not a half a ream. Plus binder clips. Now see, here's that binder clip mess. I don't use binder clips. Folders. 15 bucks, 100 of them. 15 bucks, 100 of them. Matter of fact, hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. So here we go. So large binder clips on Amazon, 72 of them, $20. I get a pack of folders. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that's a bad presentation to just give somebody something in binder folders. I mean, in binder clips. I mean, literally, you're just clipping the paper with a binder clip. Why not put it in a folder, make it look a lot neater and all that kind of stuff? Okay. So I don't like the style of your presentation in the first place. Okay. Then there's gas and mileage for your vehicle. We understand that you need to make a certain amount to pay your bills and care for your family, but you're not only doing an injustice to yourself, but to all mobile notaries. Let me zoom in on that. You see the daggone guilt trip they're doing? All mobile notaries. At this point, Miss Polly, you need to show me how me doing any of what I do in my business has caused you hurt and harm, you as well as any of the other notaries. I don't care if you tell them, because I'm sick and tired of this mess. All mobile notaries. That's what you said. Out of your little Facebook typing fingers. I'm doing an injustice to myself. Where's the injustice? And to all mobile notaries. You don't even know us. Well, I'm not a new notary, but you don't know them. And you're already telling them that they're doing an injustice. What injustice are they doing to themselves and to all mobile notaries? I didn't know we was all linked together like Avatar, the tree with the roots going down, and they sitting there and the mother thing, and they got the little thing, and it binds all up with the little bird, and oh wow, and that's the we ain't got none of that. We ain't got no daggone tentacles connecting us, mobile notary to mobile notary. We don't have that. We don't have that. What's going on? And right, I deal with repeat business. You have to do it right, do it fair, and do it again. That's what it is. That's what it is. I mean, give me y'all thoughts on this here. Okay. I'm not trying to bash her, but I'm just addressing what she put out there, because she put this out to new mobile notaries. So there are new mobile notaries. So I'm gonna deal with this here. So she goes on to say, all I'm saying is you're shooting yourself in the foot if you do a loan mod for 20 or 40. You did that job for free. Prove it. Prove it. See, the one thing that no one ever talks about is the tax write-offs that you get. They're talking as if we're W-2 employees, and we're not. So then they're saying paper, toner. Okay, you're repeating yourself. From the sign that wear on your vehicle. Don't you get wear on your vehicle every time you go to the grocery store? Every time you go see your side piece? Not saying that she has one, but I'm just saying, because I'm just being real. People got their little side piece, their main piece. Every time you go out to the daggone, what's that thing? The mall. Every time you go on a trip. Every time you drive down to Miami, so you ain't got to spend money on that daggone bus to go on your cruise. All of that's wear and tear. You doing all of that stuff, not mentioning your time spent with the customer, printing docs, scanning docs, and then driving to the drop-off docks at FedEx and UPS. And why are you in this business? Why are you in this business? If you think about it, and this is just hitting me right now, why am I in a business that is negatively affected by human beings that I personally don't know? Why am I in a business that because there are going to constantly be new notaries coming into it who don't know any better, and it's going to negatively affect me? It's going to do an injustice to me because I'm all of the mobile. Why would I even be in this business? Why not go do something else? Why not? Why not go find something else to do? Start your own car wash. Go do something else. But they won't leave. They're constantly asking new notaries to come in, jump on them, talk all kind of, where my finger at? There we go. Talk all kind of crap to them, make them feel bad to try to scare them away. Doesn't make sense. We understand that you have to take anything and everything for a couple of months to create a name for yourself. However, then you need to counter and no longer cut yourself and others short. Oops, I'm sorry. It ain't big enough. You see the gaslighting? Hold on. I'm trying not to be on here for 5 hours tonight. Okay, whenever you want to find a video that I've done, type in the name of my channel and then a topic. Notary manipulation and gaslighting. I did a video on this 2 years ago. I'm surprised only 800 people looked at it, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. Let me just share that, copy. Let me drop that in the chat. Where my thing at? Where is my thing? Oh, there it is. However, you need to counter. You need to counter. Okay, where's the class on how to counter? Where's the class? Okay, where's the class at? So then it says, you're cutting yourself short. The middleman gets what you don't take. So what you're saying is, if the job sets aside $250 for notary services and you take 50, then whoever you contract to receives 200 and they only had to hire a notary. I know they have expenses too. That is why they get a piece of the pie, but it doesn't have to be the biggest piece. Now you're telling a new notary that's only going to be in the business a few months to counter and tell some company that's been in business for 6 times longer than that notary has, or longer. You might as well say maybe 20 times longer than that notary. You need to tell them, I know you got expenses, but you need to not take the biggest piece of the pie. You need to give me more. That's essentially what this. Y'all tell me, am I wrong about this? Y'all, I need to hear from y'all tonight. Okay, don't be quiet. Stop being quiet. How do you take this? Is anybody in here a notary less than 6 months? I should have asked this question first and read it without my commentary, because I don't want to influence anybody's thought process, but I know y'all are smarter than that. If you're 6 months or less, or even a year or less, is this message encouraging to you? Because I don't see any guidance in here. They're just saying you need to counter. Okay, how do I go about countering? Who am I countering with? Who do I counter with? Comfortable Closings, Calvin Darville, Unlimited Ink, Ronnie? Do I counter with Villa Title, Carrington Mortgage, Global Agents? I did 138 different companies last year. So am I going to counter with each one of them? And how do I go about countering? And then what's my justification? Oh, my justification is all of my expenses. But I thought the independent contractor agreement says you agree to cover your own expenses. So how can I counter to cover my expenses when I've already agreed that I will cover my expenses? And how do you know, Miss Polly, that the $200 or the $250 is completely for notary fees? How do you know that? Did you ask them? Did you call them and say, I see on the closing disclosure, you are getting $250. So it says for notary services, $250. You're going to give me more. And here's what I don't see in here. I don't see her showing proof that she's doing that. See, here's the thing. If she was doing that successfully, why are you worried about what other notaries are doing? Because you got the money and they don't. But are you saying that, oh, no, I can't get my money because these new notaries who ain't even got into business yet, you're messing it up for me. And this is why I said many, many times, this is selfish. This ain't about you, new notary. Let me get that crap off my screen. This ain't about y'all. This is about these individuals wanting to get the most out of what they're doing in this business, but they're too daggone scared, lazy, and unwilling to do what it takes. Because if they got the answer, the keys to the answers to these questions, or they got the keys, or the solution to this problem, then why do they need to worry about what a new notary is doing? You getting your, I ain't worried about you. You go ahead and get, you'll figure it out. In any other part of life, people are always saying, you'll figure it out. That ain't my job to try to help you make your money. You make your own money, I'm gonna make my money. But all of a sudden, being a notary is, let me tell you something there. You need to stop taking those cheesy cheap orders and start countering and start demanding that they pay you more. And if you don't, then you need to get out of the business. So why? You can get all those $50 orders, $80 orders? Oh, no, I would never take that. That is so beneath me. Okay, so then that means you got plenty of $200 orders, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you need to stop doing what you're doing. Why do I need to stop doing what I'm doing? Because it's hurting us. It's an injustice to me. How am I injusticing you? Where you live at? Well, I live over here, and I don't live where you live at. So how is what I'm doing over here injusticing you over there? Is this the butterfly effect? When a butterfly flaps his wings in China, that creates an earthquake in Hawaii. Is that the case? Is that what you're saying? I'm like, one little small thing over here creates a big thing over there. I'm like, come on now. And you're right. Talking about scare tactics. In my opinion, this isn't the way to encourage any notary, new or seasoned. This could very well be very discouraging to those who are looking to come in the industry. Correct. No, you're not wrong, Griff. A new notary does not have full knowledge of notarizations. It said, yes, some folks say these things to dissuade new notaries from getting started. The gaslighting is real. It says, I have made some of my best repeat customers from those that started as lower paying assignments. I gladly take what others snub their nose at. Call me the cleanup notary. There you go. New notaries, this is what's out here. Notaries, period. These are the kind of individuals that are out here. And here's the thing. This rolls around every 3 to 4 months. Every 3 to 4 months. And there's nothing in here that even gives you guidelines on how to rectify the said problem. They don't give you any guidelines on how to fix the problem. None. That tells me that human being does not know. Check mine. Okay. Okay. That human being does not know business. And here's the biggest issue in our industry, as me and Laura was talking about. And I talked to Laura about this. I talked to Ada about this. Me and Ronnie talked about it. Me and Joe Haskell. Me and a lot of people talk. The average person who comes in this notary business don't know business. They don't understand the fundamentals of business. And they're thinking that it's all about getting the higher pay. And that's not really it. There are people out here. I mean, I did the video, company not paying people. And because sometimes title companies and signing companies and lenders don't know how to manage their money, that's the number one reason why, in my opinion, a lot of notaries don't get paid, because people don't know how to manage their money. So you can counter all day long, but what are you countering to? Because see here, and let me explain something to y'all. I can't remember I'm gonna have to post a video later. But there's a video I showed of the order flow. Here's the order flow. Okay. When a notification comes in, you hit the text message. If it's a text, it's more likely to be a text message. You hit it, it pops up, and then you say yay or nay that you can do the order. Okay. You either say yes or no. Are you available? Yes. It's for this dollar amount at this time. If you say, well, I'm going to negotiate, even though they give you that option, if the owner of the company has already told Francois, the scheduler, Francois, Francois, on this order, we cannot go over $85. So any notary who sends a request saying they want to do a higher fee, just ignore it. Don't even worry about them. Only deal with the first person who has the necessary skills and qualifications that we can do for 85. And here's my criteria. And what is Francois hold on. What is Francois? Oh, there it is. What is Francois, the W-2 employee, gonna do? Follow his boss's orders. So my boss said, these are the requirements. Here's the requirements that you need to have in order for you to be in here. So let me show y'all requirements. This company here, Jot Notary, okay? I'm not too familiar with them, to be honest, but I got this in my email, and this is what they said the requirements are to be a part of them. National Notary Association, certified notary, 2 years experience, minimum of 25,000 errors on omission. Please, I got 21 people in here. I want 21 responses. How many of you with a number 7, put a 7 in the chat if you meet that requirement? Put a 7 in the chat. Put a 7 in the chat if you meet it. Put a 8 in the chat if you don't. I'm just making up numbers. So put a 7 in the chat if you meet this requirement. Put an 8 in the chat if you don't. Okay. National Notary Association certified, 2 years experience, 25,000. Yeah. And it's okay if you don't. All right, so we got 10 people that's meet two that doesn't. Now the question is, how you gonna get there? Now, see what's missing is out of this 2 years experience, all these trainings that you've taken, would they accept the five notary signing agent training things that you took as experience? Don't know. That's what you need. And I gotta ask that. I wanted to ask them about that. But that's what you gotta know. What is the requirement? This is the requirement. So if you don't meet the requirement for this company, you're not in there. And it's not, oh, I wait 2 years and then no, you gotta have 2 years experience as a notary. I don't even know what the little sign up. Okay. So you gotta do that, gotta do all that. Okay. So they tied in with the NNA. All right. And I had planned on signing up with them. So I'll do that later. But this is the thing. Do you meet the requirement? And so far we got two people who don't. I know my man James, he's new in it. Don't know if I talked to Derek. I'm Frank Dietrich. I don't know if I talked with you. But if you don't meet the requirement, you ain't getting in. So this is where we're at right now. So what I'm saying is you just got to get out here and work. And with all of this mess of people making us feel bad, you're hurting us and this and that. I mean, there was nothing encouraging in what that young lady, Polly Bray, said. I'm serious. There was nothing. One of the ways that I took that was I've been in the business since 2020. So it's 2025 now. So we'll say roughly say, we'll just round it down to 4.5 years. Don't know when she actually got in. So 4.5 years I've been in this business. The fees have gone down. Well, she didn't. Here's the thing. She didn't say the fees went down, except for that one thing. But basically she was saying expenses going up. Okay, that's life. Everywhere expenses going up. But she said, I've been in the business this amount of time. And there's all these issues with making money. And you new notaries are basically effing it up for everybody. So what that tells me is that as a new notary, in 4 years, there's going to be another new set. There's going to be another set of new notaries that's going to be effing it up for me. Which means if you're saying the way things are now is at a depressed, lower state, that means it's only getting worse. So that means next we're just going to be in the negative. If I'm already working for free, then what's the use of me even doing this business? So the question then becomes, why so many people clamoring on all the social media networks that we need to that people need to come in? Because if it's that jacked up, why aren't you, Polly, telling people, hey, and if I personally know you, I apologize, but I'm sorry. To me, I think that was out of line for you to sit here and tell another human being who you don't know that they're hurting you and they're doing injustice to you. I think that's a bunch of bull. And you have no right to do that. You have no right to sit there, especially if you're not even going to give them some guidelines of how to get better and how you tell me, how did you do it? You see what I'm saying? How did you go about doing it? I'm lost in train of thought. I'm on this point now because this popped in my head. How did you do it? You gave no example of how you did it. But I guess if you did give an example, you're probably going to charge them for it. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as it works. If what you're going to charge them for works, then great. But if what you're charging them for doesn't work, then it's a waste of time. But this is what we have out here. We have people doing this foolishness of constantly telling people religiously that you're doing an injustice to me. You're hurting me. And you need to stop it. So my question then is, what if I don't? What you gonna do? What the heck are you gonna do if you don't? One of the orders that I lost that got canceled was a $40 deed signing. It was a $40 deed signing that I lost. That it got canceled for whatever reason. $40 deed signing, and I was like, oh man, I wanted to do it, but it got canceled. Matter of fact, and I do have an order that I'm looking at right now. Hold on 1 second. Let me do this thing real quick. Let me do something real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me do this one thing and show y'all real quick, like. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. I need to show y'all one thing. Please bear with me one brief moment. Goodness. Hold on one brief moment. I need to do this here. Okay. And I need to delete that. All right. I think I got it straight here. All right. And yeah. All right. Let me show y'all this here. This is an order that I got coming up. Okay. This is an order that I got coming up. All right. $40. It's just one. It's a few documents. So Polly, I'm tearing the notary industry up. I'm hurting you. So now that we have proof that Griff is hurting you, and this will be probably done next Friday. It was supposed to have been done this weekend. So yeah. Matter of fact, that puts me over $300 that I lost in orders this week. So I'm doing this week. The next week is getting rescheduled for next Friday. We just got to get her to take time out to call me back to confirm. But right now, I am hurting you. I'm doing an injustice to you. Okay, we have documented proof that I'm doing an injustice to you. So what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? We got proof. We got proof right here. Griff has taken a $40 order. What you gonna do about it? Stop me. Stop me from taking that $40 order. I'm putting it out there. Stop me from taking the $40 order. I mean, if you that bad, you and everybody else out there, whether you cool with me or not, if you're that bad that you want to sit here and make people feel bad about the work that they're trying to do in this business, they ain't even got started, then stop me. And I don't want to hear that grab, oh man, no. You got proof. I'm telling you to your face. I'm taking a $40 order. Now make me stop. Because this doesn't make sense. Because see, here's the thing. When you start messing with people's money, when you start messing with people's money, don't get upset when they start coming back in, because you sitting here telling me you don't know me. And you have the audacity to think that you have the right to even the access in my life to part your lips and tell me what I should and shouldn't do to take care of my family. And if this doesn't resonate with you, then you are a lost individual. You got something else going on in your life that has consumed you to the point that you are operating in so much fear that you honestly believe that somebody who hasn't even gotten into the business is going to stop you from doing what you need to do. But yet you're supposed to be this all powerful, this all smart, educated man, woman, person, all of this, that, and the other. And some random notary who decides to come in, some random person who decides to become a notary is interfering with you making money. Give me your questions, y'all. Any questions about notary stuff? Any questions whatsoever about the notary business that you need help with? Okay. And somebody had asked me, not in here, but yes, I'm still doing the hold on. Yeah, I'm still doing the notary Q and A. Matter of fact, I forgot to put that in here. I forgot to put that in here. It'll be in the description at the end of the broadcast. I forgot to put it up there, but yeah, I'm still helping people out with the notary Q and A, mentor Q and A, however you want to call it. But I want to show y'all something real quick. On the community, on my community tab, let me do this. Let me put the link in here. There's two great videos that I came across. These two right here. This first one here is a young girl, probably in her 20s, maybe 30s, early 30s, talking about the fact that people don't care. If somebody doesn't care about who you are and what you do, don't try to go overboard with them, and recognize that sometimes people don't care and they don't give you credit. Even though you do something good for them that benefits them, they still won't reciprocate respect and credit to you. And then this young lady here, I can't remember how to pronounce. Oh, yeah, Krishna Powell, 30-year human resource person, basically saying stop going above and beyond at work. And it is so many notaries who do this. They go so far and above at work and they just get let go. And I like what she said. She said, do your best, but don't give them your best. And she said, all you got to do is your job, which is the stuff that I talk about all the time. I talk about it all the time. Just find out and understand what you do. See, here's my thought. And the link is onto the community tab is in the description, as well as to the mentorship. Let me copy the link. One mentor. People like the word mentor, but I don't really call it mentor. It's just a Q&A. Mentor / Q&A. All right. Oops. Hold on. HTTPS. Notary more.com. All right. So question here says, do you do estate planning and apostille just make just as much money as loan signing or more? I do estate planning and I do apostille. It depends on who you're doing estate planning with and apostille with. Because if somebody has one document, okay, think about it. If somebody, let me come back to y'all. If somebody only has one document, and let's say you charge 125, then okay, well, yeah. But here's the question. Like for me in Virginia, I have the issue where in Virginia, we cannot just drive up to the Secretary of State or to the apostille people and say, hey, I'm gonna just walk in and get an apostille done. We have to have an appointment. Okay, we have to go up there. If we are going to, let me pull up the calendar. That's the wrong one. Sorry about that. All right, so like this here is the Virginia apostille people, and for this calendar here, so apparently they only had appointments Wednesday and Thursday of this week. They got it Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday of next week. And they don't even have anything available right now. So all of those, so right now, if somebody came to me with an apostille to do, and it was a rush order, I can't even get up there because they got these appointments already booked. And if you don't show up, there's no way to um, to unbook yourself. Once it's booked, it's booked. And if you show up, you do. If you don't, you don't. And they don't throw it back out there for you to grab another one. Okay. So they got all of these times, and it seems like the times are getting shorter. So it's not even Monday or Friday. It's just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So they got very limited orders. I mean, time periods that they have. And it's basically from looks like about 9:15 or 9 something till about 2:30, 3 o'clock to maybe 3 o'clock. And then they got their lunch hour in here. So from that perspective, if somebody told me I had one document, they had one document. Now I got to go run all the way up to Richmond, but they don't have any appointments. So that means I'm gonna have to mail it. That's gonna take 10 days. So the question then becomes, can I convince them to pay me the 125 now? And then whatever fees that I gotta pay for the apostille, am I charging within that 125, or is that 125 plus the fees? Okay. To me, I don't care how you do it, but you have to do that pricing. Then you got to think about, if the apostille stuff you got to do going to another state, now you got to send it there. You got to make sure you understand how they want it, all of that. So now when you start talking about time, as Polly did, the time to do all of that and to mail it off, wait for it to come back, go get your mailing supplies, go get your UPS, FedEx, or whatever they want it done. So you may be able to mail it there, FedEx, but they only send it back UPS, whatever. You got to do all of that. So do you actually net a full 125 when you do that? So are you going to charge $250 per document? When you calculate all of the effort, no, you're not printing. There's no printing, but there's a lot more effort. I think I've only done one, but there's more effort in it. Then in Virginia, you have to have the any vital records, birth certificate, death, marriage, divorce. They have to have been issued within the last 12 months. So if it was done in 2021, you got to get it redone so that it will be no more than 12 months old. You have to get it for vital records. So that's more time you have to wait to get stuff done. And time is money, as everybody says. Estate planning, depending on who you're working with, depending on what they're willing to pay and how they value what you're doing for them. There's companies on SnapDocs that I get estate planning for. I make a quick $85, maybe 120. They'll pay me to bring witnesses. One company, they have the person bring the witnesses, and then the other company, they have me bring the witnesses. So the one that doesn't, that say the customer get the witnesses, I think they pay me like 85, 90 for those, and it's 12 or 13 pages maybe. And all I do is just sign, boom, boom, boom. I just print the signature pages out. They got everything else. I leave the papers with them. I take some pictures with my phone, scan it. That's it. The other company, they already have the documents. I bring the witnesses. I take a picture of the ID and one of the signature pages, and that's my scan back. And I make $80, $85 for that. And you're talking about 15 minutes max of my time. And then I'll pay the witnesses $20 a pop. That's it. And yes, there's other estate planning companies you can get with that you can get paid more. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you just got to find them. Okay. You actually have to find them. And then the question becomes, does the does that law firm have enough business to come in? And it goes all the way back to one thing and one thing only. What is your total monthly goal that you're trying to make each month? How much money is time consuming? And I charge more for apostille, but they know I ship everything overnight and I under promise and over deliver. Boom. So, and he does a lot of apostilles, and he's here in Virginia, and he's a long way from Richmond, so he can't even get there. And he's probably in an area where there's a great need for apostille, and there's no rush, or if they were trying to rush, they can't rush. So he mails it out, this, that, and the other, and they understand. So he charges what he charges. Now the question then becomes, what is his monthly goal? I'm not asking him to disclose that, but I'm just saying, as an example, what would Byron's monthly goal be? And I'm gonna use I'm gonna use him, but I'm gonna use my, I'm gonna just make up a monthly goal. Let's just say his monthly goal is $8,000. So as I always do, let's pull up Mr. Calculator. Let's switch over there. So with Mr. Calculator, you need $8,000. Okay, you need $8,000. What I've heard, okay, I'm not saying this is what he charged, but I heard that the average apostille is running $750. So $750, that comes out to 10. So that means roughly 11. So that means he has to do 11 apostilles a month in order to make 8 grand. That's just gross. Not talking about expenses or none of that. So then the question becomes, is there enough apostille coming in at 750 for him to meet his monthly goal? So he doesn't have to do loan closings, general notary, estate planning. So he doesn't have to do anything. He can just do that and that alone. Is there that level of business? If it is, then go for it all day, every day. If it's not, now your dollar amount goal has not changed. It can't change because you need that for your family. So now your question is, how do I make up? So if all I can get is 750 times 4, if all I can get is 3,000, that means there's 7,000. No, I'm sorry, $5,000 that I'm short. How do I get the other $5,000? Do I do loan closings? Do I do car washes? What do I do to make up the money? This is real life, okay? See, here's the thing. You can sit here, Polly, and everybody else, talk all this smack about what people should and shouldn't do, take, and how it's an injustice to you and all of that. But if the way they're working creates the revenue that they need for their family, how is it an injustice? Come on, somebody. You know that I preach all day and it's twice on Sunday. How is it an injustice if the work that they're doing takes care of their family? Now, you may not want to go out and do 50 or 60 appointments a month. That's why you want $200 a pop. You don't want to do that amount of work. You can't do that amount of work for whatever reason. That's fine. But just because you don't want to do that level of effort doesn't mean I don't want to do that level of effort. There might be a method to my madness of doing that level of effort, and you are interfering with me. What if that's the only that? What if that dollar amount that you don't like is the max dollar amount in my area? How do you know that the people in my area are making $250 for notary assignments and only giving me $50? How do you know this? And what is the method for me to find out whether or not that's the case? Because if you are saying you know this, then that means you have a method or some way of finding out. So please disclose. See, I'm trying to get y'all to analyze what people are saying to you and then start posing some questions back to them. So you know that this means that. How do you know that? Teach me. Matter of fact, hold on, Polly. Hold on. Where is it? Do I have it with me or did I leave it in my jacket? I might have left it in my jacket. Hold on. But nonetheless, I got my card. So show me and send me a cash app. You got a class on it. I'll pay for the class. Show me, which I don't think the class should be no more than $10, to be honest with you, how you go about figuring out, not speculating, but how you figure it out, and not taking the word of some trainer that you went to who can't give you definitive proof. How did you know that what you was told was true? How you know that, oh yeah, that 250 you see there on a closing disclosure, that's what this is for. Did Earl tell you that? Earl the trainer? Hmm. Did Molly the trainer tell you that? Because if they did, then they need to provide you proof. Oh, you didn't ask them? Wow. So you just blindly following them, and you want us to blindly follow you. So in other words, you want a bunch of boo-boo the fools out here. Oh yeah, this is real people. I love this industry. And I'd be doggone if I'm gonna let people like this mess with folks' head and not be dealt with. You don't want to hear my mouth, then don't be posting that crap out there because somebody gonna post it somewhere else in another and I'm gonna eventually see it. And if I feel that I need to deal with it, then I'm going to deal with it. Because there are people out here who are trying to move forward. And that kind of crap confuses them. And you're not providing any guidance on how to become successful. You're just ranting about your failures and trying to subscribe your failure onto us. But if what I'm doing takes care of my family, then how is it an injustice to you? Hmm? So that means you don't have what it takes to take care of your family. Therefore, you need me to fail so you can feel good. So instead of you being the number one, you need everybody else to fail so you can be counted the number one. Is that how it works now in life, people? That nobody is actually doing what it takes to be number one, but we are waiting for someone else and a whole bunch of other people to fail. And then now we'll be number one. Okay, what do you? I'm not really doing anything, but see, people don't like that kind of talk. But I know a lot of y'all, this is what some of you feel in your heart because you're trying to figure out why they coming at us like that. What the heck did we do? All we did was wake up this morning, grab our notary stamp, and trying to make some money to take care of our family. And now you're telling me that I'm hurting you. I'm creating an injustice. You're doing a wonderful job bringing great information to us. Thank you very much. And my man said, wow. He said, that is crazy how they book appointments. And you're there in Florida. Yeah. So every place is different. Every place is different. And then when I went to park for the daggone apostille, oh my goodness, I had to park. I mean, I don't even know how far, at least maybe a quarter of a mile, $8 parking, then walk down, then had to walk back up. For me, it just wasn't worth it. The effort that I needed to put into doing it was not worth it. It just wasn't worth it. And even if they had an open door pod where you could just walk in and just stand in line, do you know how many people would probably be up there? It's just not my cup of tea. And I'm fine with that. So whatever you do in this business to make money, be happy with it and excel at it. And if somebody doesn't like the fact that you do certain things, that's on them. Why don't you like it? Why is it, especially if I did 1,000 appointments last year. 98% of them was loan closings. I could have did other work to replace the loan closing if it was there, but it wasn't. Did one apostille. Nothing else came in. I did a few general notary. I mean, but I took care of my family. I thought that was important, y'all. Because now the question becomes, what is more important? To run my life so that you feel like there's no injustice against you? Or do I do what I need to do to take care of my family? Which one is more important? Your life or my life? Huh? Which one is more important? That's the question that I have. Any thoughts, y'all? Any thoughts? I forgot to do one thing on my thing. I forgot to turn this on. YouTube ads. I've had to turn that monetization thing on. I forgot to turn that on. So there we go. All right. All right. That's turned on. So YouTube can get their money for ads running on my thing. I forgot to turn that on. All right. So I'm about to get on up out of here, y'all. Any questions, any comments concerning anything that I said tonight? I know I ran my mouth, and I know a lot of times y'all just sort of sit there and like, okay, what Griff gonna say now? And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But if you are interested, anybody for a one-on-one session with me, like I said, the link, I'll drop it in there again, is in the description. I added, oops, let me zoom in. I added a phone call because it sort of dawned on me that sometimes people may not want to do a Zoom meeting. I got to change that logo. May not want to do a Zoom meeting, may want to do a 30-minute phone call. So if you're interested, you want to do a 30-minute phone call, just go there, click. And I'm only doing it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays between 9 and 10:30. So 9 a.m., 9:30, 10, 10:30. So those are the 4 slots. You book me and pay, and then I'll give you a call. You'll put your phone number in there, and then you want this slot, then you'll put your phone number in there, email, let me know what state you're coming from, and then I will give you a call at that time, and we'll talk, and I'll answer whatever questions you got about the business. I had to start doing this because my schedule has changed tremendously, and I need to start doing a better job of managing my time. But I still put my videos out, things of that nature. So same thing, if you want the Zoom call, hit the Zoom, and then we'll hop on at that time on Zoom, no matter where I'm at. Not saying that I will always be here, but I might be on the road, coming back from a last minute signing or something, and we'll hop on. But most of the time I plan on being here at the house when I do my Zoom calls, because you might need some help with some training, with understanding how to do something. I might have to pull some documents up to show you something, or whatever the case may be. So feel free to do that. And like I said, each is just $10. That's all. I mean, unless I need to raise the price, but I don't foresee that. But this way you'll book me. So once you book me, that time will be gone. So it's not like somebody can book me for a phone call and a Zoom at the same time. That it doesn't work that way. It's only that time for one of these services, whichever one. And then you got details down here about it, and all that good stuff. So now, for those of you who may, and like if you're a channel member, like Dorinda's a channel member, that little logo, that little thing, that means she's a channel member. That means that's somebody who has signed up to be a channel member. And let me show y'all what that looks like real quick. Give me one brief moment. Let me go to my channel, and I'll go to this live. Let me pull that down. And where you see this little join button, if you want to be a channel member, and in there I give a whole lot more details and support and help for people who are channel members. You don't have to. That's completely up to you. I got tons of videos. I got probably about 1,500 videos out here dealing with some of everything, over 1 million views, which is a little bit compared to Mr. Beast and the rest of the crew. But it's good information, all of that right there. So feel free you can join. But if you just want to have a conversation, just follow that other link that I put up there, and I'll be more than happy. And if you are a seasoned notary, a member or whatever, and you know somebody that is asking a whole bunch of questions and you honestly don't have time to spend talking to them, just tell them to get a $10 session with me. And I will deal with all of their questions and help them out, because y'all know I love doing that. and everything. And yes, for basically for 5 years, 4 years, I've been doing it for free. People call me and all of that. But again, opportunities have arisen for me to start making some more money, some direct clients. So I got to be a little bit more flexible. And I don't have the time during the day outside of working with the members. So if you're a channel member, y'all know y'all can call me anytime. But non-channel members, I don't have the time to really. So this is where I'm doing it to help those people out if they want help. If they don't call, if they don't book a time and then they don't get the help. And if you can't invest $10 in your own self, then take time out to look at the videos that I have. And I showed y'all how to find them. Go to the playlist, all of that. The information is out here for you. And if there's a topic that I did not cover or you would like for me to cover, then let me know and I'll be more than happy to try to do a video on it and everything. It said, no, you're speaking truth. When the opportunity arises, we all need to speak to the truth. To notary bullies, thank you. That's a good one. Notary bullies. Notary bullies. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm thinking of some stuff. See, I can be petty sometimes. I can be petty. I can be really, really petty. And I can really get with the master of pettiness, Q. I'm thinking something. I'm just doing something real quick, y'all. Oh yeah, I'm doing something real quick. Hold on. Something just popped in my head. This is just how I flow. Bump this. Bump this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Y'all know I'm a webmaster by trade. Y'all know I'm a webmaster by trade. So I am about to reserve this domain. Yeah. notarybullies.com. Thank you, Dorinda. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can be petty sometimes. I can be petty. Oh, yeah. I am going to reserve that now. I might ask Q to build me out a whole website about notary bullies. Well, see, if I ask Q, he'll sit up there and put people's names and faces. But I might have to start putting information up there that they're saying, quotes and statements and stuff. You know what? I might have to do that. Look, if y'all come across, I know people like, man, nah, because if they're gonna act like that, then yeah. If y'all come across anybody that is tripping like that, send me screenshots of what they're saying. And I'll just make a whole website, the whole thing, and post it up there. And I know people like, oh, look, if they coming out publicly and jumping on y'all and bashing y'all and stuff, they got information for new notaries. Well, I want to warn new notaries about these kind of people. I want to warn them to make sure that they don't get caught up into that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do and stuff. And I'm booking the website, recording it right now because I want to have my own server and everything where I can host websites and stuff and all of that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So y'all can see it right there. notarybullies.com. I just reserved it. So don't be surprised. I find some I gotta find time. But I find some time. Build me out a website dealing with notary bullies. Oh yeah. I might have to get me a shirt. And I don't like being like this, y'all. I honestly don't. But I have a real hard time standing by and watching people be bullied and negatively influenced to do stuff that is not in their heart. It's not in a person's heart to do some of this stuff that these notaries are out here saying. It's not in, they just like, I'm just trying to make some basic money. I'm just trying to get started. And they're telling you, well, that ain't good enough for us. You're gonna be in this notary business, you need to do this. You need to be up here. Because if you ain't up here, then why are you even in it? Well, I put a one in the chat if you got into business to collaborate with other people. Because none of y'all asked me, and I didn't ask you, which it shouldn't be no ones in the chats. But if you actually said, well, I got into business so I can go work with Griff. I got into business so I can work with Polly. I got into business so I could be a notary with this. No, you got into daggone business for yourself. If you got into business for what you at that time saw that it could do for you, put a 2 in the chat. If you got into notary business because you saw that there was a way that it could benefit you, not how you doing this notary business can benefit someone else, but it can just benefit you. Put a 2 in the chat. Because if that's the reason why you came into business, then keep that same energy. Stop letting them pull you away from what you originally came in the business to do. This is why I say remove yourself from all social media that does not help you toward your original goal for being in this business. If my channel ain't helping you toward your original goal for being in this business, in other words, if your original goal to get in this business was to be a signing company owner and to take advantage of people, because some kind of signing companies do, or just to be a person to sell courses and all that, then you're not going to be on this channel. But if you're trying to get your focus right and your head right and encouragement and go, then this is where it's at. If you want to be sold something every 3 months, the next the next that, this is not it. This is not the place to be. This is not the place to be. I'm serious. This is not. I had no clue about anybody. All I knew was I saw an opportunity and I said, this business can make me some money. This business can help me with my family. That's why I did it. That's why I'm still doing it. It has nothing to do with any other person's inability to get things going in this business for themselves. Because that's what it really boils down to. You don't have what it takes to move forward in this business for yourself. And because you don't have what it takes, you want me who has what it takes, even if it's at a lower price point, but I still got what it takes. You don't like that. And when you think about it, that's really what it is. I have the ability to get orders. Yeah, they might be $80 orders. They might be $60 orders, but I have the ability to get them and to go out here and do something with that money. And apparently you don't. You are more influenced by my success at this lower level. And why does it burn you up? Why does it irritate you that another human being that you have no rule and authority over is doing something over here? But yet you don't have a problem with people cutting in and out of traffic. You know, oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's just a big city. Oh, that's just how it is out here in the country. But the notary, oh, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You don't you do that. You better not take that order. Well, I got a $40 order. Now stop me. Stop me. Stop me. If you don't want me to do the $40 order, then give me $150. And I show every time I take an order for $40 or under $100, I won't do it. but you don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay me to not do it. But I know you ain't gonna do that because you actually don't have the money yourself because you ain't doing any orders. So there ain't enough orders out there for apparently there ain't enough orders of $100 or more of 150, 125. So you ain't making the money and you don't want me to make the money, but I'm making the money and you pissed at that. That's life. That's life. Well, y'all have a good one. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for it was a couple of new people that hopped on, hadn't seen me in a while on here. So thanks. Been getting your text messages and all of that kind of stuff. And we should be good to go. And apparently, yeah, okay. Somebody said they couldn't hear any sound. That might have been when I had the thing muted for a brief moment. But other than that, we good. I'm just checking something here. Yep, we good, y'all. So y'all have a good one. And again, hit me up if you need any help. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Griffin-notary.setmore.com. That's the site. And it'll be in the description in a little bit. And I'll be more than happy to chop it up with you. And it'll be one-on-one us. And you can ask me anything you want about the business. Maybe Polly will give me a call. $10, Polly. All right, $10. And I'll teach you how to make some money in this business. Ooh, boy, that's some pettiness there. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.